started at 5:11 on the 11:11, so it seems like meant to be. And perfect, you can see me. Yeah. It's you and me, so it's kind of intimate, and it will be recorded for whoever wants to watch it later. So I'm very excited to share this. I received guidance to share this frequency today, which is available to all of us. And I feel it's the right moment to share. And so the first thing, well, I wanted to go a little bit with the flow. Yeah, nice. I wanted to go a little bit with the flow because this is something that I'm just feeling and sharing in the moment. And so I just went to the forest to connect the channel. And there are different things I want to talk about, a bunch of things. And so the first thing, I wanted to share a little bit about my story for the people who don't know me. And also to talk about the 1111 portal. Like there's a lot of people talking about this. What's this about? And then the eclipse of full moon Taurus we had on the November 8th, which it's when I was gonna record a video that I felt called to instead do this live and share it in this moment, in the 11:11, because the moment of the eclipse is more like maybe to go inside, and also in general the full moon is more about expanding our consciousness about something. And then I feel like the manifestation usually is more around the warning gibbous, which will be tomorrow, I believe, in Cancer, in trine with the sun in Scorpio, which is usually when we see the fruits of the manifestation of that moon cycle. And so this feels really aligned for manifestation. This is actually the portal 1111 it's a portal of manifestation. And well, we have that every month, but what makes it special is that we are in a eclipse season, so this always increases the power. And there's also, today is the World Manifestation Day, and there's also like the numerology side of it of 1111, which is like an angelic number that increases this manifestation power. So there is a number of elements that are aligning for us to have an opportunity to connect with these frequencies that we can connect every day. But when there is these alignments, there are usually indications, and also on a collective level, like the more people is paying attention, the more we are able to receive. So it's also like it's both. It's something that is going on the skies and on a galactic family level, sharing these frequencies as well, and also on a psychological level of us paying attention, right? So this is a great moment to receive. And another thing is that today is the World Manifestation Day. Well, I found out about it this morning, but it's like there is all these things that align, right? And so I also feel like it's a moment that it's a lot like you can see both sides very well, like the dark side and the light side. And I want to talk more about this because in terms of manifestation or moon manifestations, well, this is very like understanding this is very powerful, and also like on terms of reading the sky, right? On terms of astrology of what's going on. And And also I'm approaching this very much like from a very, which I also talk about that a little bit later, from a very innocent perspective, because this is not a moment that, which we already went through the south node in Sagittarius, which was a lot about letting go of this vision of having someone who knows, uh, like the expert, the guru, telling you what reality is like. Uh, this is something that we have been letting go, and this is more about experiencing and then sharing our experiences from a much more innocent place of curiosity and awareness, and not of judgment of this means this or this means that, because we are in a moment where it's like words are becoming less and less like the paradigm where everything is around what the meanings of things are, because it's not fixed. This meaning, it's becoming flexible, because we are in a moment where the non-physical and the physical are merging. And so it's a moment where there is not this like fixed mindset of how things are like. So it's a moment to open our consciousness to another paradigm, another level of consciousness. And I feel like the more aligned way to approach this is through like a child's mind, like a and more than the mind, the heart, like the heart of approaching this from a perspective of something new that we are creating in the moment, and that it's not decided yet how it's gonna look like, and that we are also receiving. So like it's like a surprise, right? And so it's like a game, which we are in a game, and we are realizing we are in a game. So it's coming back to this perspective of realizing that, oh, we are playing here. It's not something to take that seriously. It's not something so fixed, like we have been programmed to believe. And from that freedom, this is when the magic happens, because then it's when we open up to these infinite possibilities that are becoming available, to this freedom, which is our natural state that we forgot. So it's not so much about learning something that we didn't know from a very high expert that is telling us that this is this or this is that, but like finding out our own codes, our own light, and discovering, like this adventure of discovering. I wanted to share more from this perspective. And this is also a time where we are opening to, for example, languages of light, which is galactic language, that it's not so much from the mind, which we have a language that it's kind of into this programming where things are more like conditioned and more fixed, more limited, and we are opening up this mindset. And that's why I wanted to give importance to this activation and go more on a level that it's not so managed by the mind and its limits, but like bringing the mind to the heart and playing, right? And so I was wondering if starting right away with the activation, so it's not like so much about theory and so on, or maybe just giving you like a high level perspective of what's going on in the sky, and then relaxing more and then receiving the activation. What do you think? to hear this so we can slowly get into. Yes. I mean, it's also helpful to have someone guide you because because me, for example, I'm sharing this perspective and it's helpful, right, to have someone who kind of already went through some of it to guide you, to show you, to illuminate a little bit, like this is possible, but you have to find your own way. So you can have a coach or a guide that it's kind of helping you to transition to this, but it's a very personal path. You have to find your own unique path. And that's why I love astrology, because then you can read your own design, the design that you created, that your soul created for this life. And then you can align with what's your soul purpose, what it's not. And yeah, there is this part of experiencing and discovering, but also having a map that is orientating you, what kind of energies and frequencies are more aligned. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you a little bit some points that I believe are important. But also, first of all, I recommend you to drop into the heart, like breathe deeply into the heart until you feel the heartbeat active. And you can imagine how your mind is dropping all the way into the center of the heart. That is opening up to receive what's most valuable to you in this moment without interferences. And then later on, you can go into the mind and discuss with it. But for now, you can drop into the heart and trust that whatever you're receiving, it's what's most aligned in this moment. And then knowing that you always can let go of everything that doesn't serve you, that doesn't resonate. And staying with what does resonate, with what touches you inside. Okay, so from this place, I will share, and later we will go into the activation. So, first thing, a little bit about me. I'm Esther Ciurana. I created this channel, Awakening with the Stars, on April. I don't know this idea of Awakening with the Stars last year, after I started getting into astrology, which has been my lifelong hobby, my passion since I was a kid. And I was doing marketing. I worked in marketing for 6 years as a freelancer with clients. And then I had a very strong spiritual awakening. I already had one before, but I didn't open up fully to it because I still question it a lot. But this time on 2019, after visiting Machu Picchu, it was undeniable to me. And so it's when I started aligning with my soul purpose. And then out of the blue, I started getting people asking me to read their birth charts, and from there I created a business in Spanish, and then I transitioned into English, which my guidance told me to, well, I received the vision of awakening with the stars, and here I am sharing here, and so I do private readings, and also I'm creating a coaching program for moon rituals to manifest with the moon, and also to guide you on business coaching. And so the next thing was that every time there's a spiritual awakening, it's followed up by a dark night of the soul, because it's when I have like a diagram that I really like with 3 colors in other videos, which explain that it's like our ego believes that we are only this body that you can see, and then when we have a spiritual awakening, is that okay, there's more than that. It's not just that. It's not the story I've been told that I'm this person, that I was born in this place and then I had this life. This identity that we're creating, it's based on a conditioning, on different things that we live, experience, but we are not that. We are more than that. And so when there is this awakening, in my case, it was through the heart. I think it's usually for everyone, like it starts with something that touches deeply into the heart, and then I started questioning all of this and more deeply. And so I went into this another level of dark night of the soul, which I have been having since I was a kid, because many of us came here voluntarily to help in this moment of transitioning into the new earth. And so it's like I didn't know in the moment, but now I realize that I have been trained for this all my life. And so right now, I'm gonna turn on the light, which so you can see better. Okay, so turn on the light. Yes, let's turn on the light. And this moment, it's a lot about that. Like, remember to turn on the light, because it's there. It's in here, right? I'm speaking to the diamonds, like, you know who you are, that have been through test after test after test after test, because for you to realize that every amount of dark is followed by an equal amount of light, but it's up to you. It's your choice to embrace it. And so if you have been feeling like, who is dumping all this shit on me? It's yourself. It's yourself that has been dumping all of this for you to transform it into the light that is available to you. And so this is how, like, diamonds take a long time to form. And first they look like stones, but it's through this process that takes a lot of pressure that they are formed. And so this is a moment to realize the diamond inside and to shine for others. to remember their own light. And so it's about making choices. And today is a perfect day to make a choice. And I invite you, first of all, to set an intention. What is your intention for today? What do you desire to manifest? If you had to choose one thing now, there's everything is available, but let's start for one thing. What's the first thing, right? And so what we're gonna do today, we're gonna do a little bit of the activation we're gonna do is it's about rewriting your memories, because you are the scriptwriter of this movie that you're living, this illusion. And now let's seize this amount of light that is available to us to rewire, to rewrite things, for us to expand and express that which our soul is making pressure to express. That's why we're having these circumstances to raise above them. And this is also like these three circles I was explaining. It's like the first layer is the ego. Then we have another layer, which would be your matrix. Like you have a particular one, then there is a collective one. But on a particular level, you have your own matrix that you design, but you forgot that you designed it. And so you are living in this illusion, like it's happening, but it is acting as a mirror of not only conscious beliefs, but also unconscious. But everything is pointing out to what is the energy that you are vibrating. So you have a chance to rewrite it, to transform it, and to choose with your decisions, with your actions, with what you choose to believe, what you're gonna create next. And so the key here that I'll talk about especially today is the inner kid, because it's your direct connection to the divine. And right now we have Mars that started retrograding at the last day of October, and it will be in Gemini until March. It's a long time. So what Mars is gonna do, it's gonna go retrograding through all Gemini. What does that mean in terms of cosmic astrology? It's going to do the whole Orion constellation. And it's very curious, like nothing is by chance, because this situation that we are just starting to live right now on Earth, it already happened, something like this in Orion, but in a much, in another level, right? There was a lot more, like it got a lot darker in there. In a way, like it depends, it's different, but like it represents a lot the archetype of the patriarchy that we inherited here, and domination, control, manipulation. And this is what we are letting go of in this moment. So it's causing this, like this pulse, this pressure for the diamond to emerge. And we all agreed to this, right? And so the invitation with this like title that I said, like, or activating your Orion's light, it's like remembering, because in my case, one of my strongest starseed connections is to Mintaka, and right now the Mars is in conjunction to Mintaka, which is one of the stars in the Orion belt, which was destroyed, and many Mintakans came to Earth. And so many are light workers. And so it's about remembering, like, we already have seeds of this process that was lived there, where it is connected to, like, Orion words are connected to Star Wars, like it came to, and to Dune as well. It came to us through movies also. And this is happening on an archetypal level, because this is what we are deprogramming, like all these inheritance, right? And among other things. But this is becoming important in this moment, as with this Mars retrograding, and Mars symbolizes the masculine, right? So it's like rewriting this masculine side, and getting into, which the Orion archetype also represents, into our innocence, like recovering our innocence, which is our direct connection to the divine. And this is where it resets. This is where domination is not possible anymore, because you connect to this divine light that it's impossible to control. And then from there, uh, the change is being born. And this is how it transformed in Orion, into Orion's light, and how it's inviting us to remember in this moment, and to connect with that divine light. And so I wanted to share this, since I feel a stronger connection to this, a strong connection to this story. But I mean, these are stories. These are about letting them go, but also like remembering, like, the purpose of it, because every single one, like the same with what I explained, with the darkness and the light, has a purpose. It was chosen by your soul, and it was chosen with a purpose. And so it's about remembering the purpose, the essence behind it. And this is the invitation, and this is what we are going to activate for our inner kid to be our guide in this moment, and to transition into the light. Okay, so the total lunar eclipse. It was of North Node in Taurus, and in conjunction to Uranus and North Node, the manifestation portal. And Taurus is talking about finances, abundance, self-love, self-worth. And this degree is what's the 16th degree of Taurus, is connected to, in the Eastern system, is connected to Aries, the decan of Gemini. So it's talking about this inner kid also. So it's like everything that was on the way of your abundance is eclipsing right now. And remember that the full moon is not one day, like, and the 11/11 portal either. It's not just today. Today is like an opening, and so these energies are available the rest of the cycle. And so it's a moment to connect to this value from another perspective. And it's what I was talking about the diamond and the inner kid, right? And how this pressure is for us to get in contact with these wounds that sometimes it's like, oh, I don't want to go there. And this moment it's like you don't have any other choice because they are kind of jumping on you, all this like vibration that you are ready to let go of, because that's what the inner kid is presenting you with. It's presenting you with everything that you are ready to let go of. It's not for you to continue reliving that those stories that are not, they don't make any sense anymore. And so it's about letting them go with this Scorpio season, because this is Scorpio season, what is revealing, for me at least, what's been resonating a lot is like the darkness we are exploring. And with Scorpio season we usually go into the shadow. The kind of darkness we are exploring is totally related to the inner kid, because that's the one that receive all this programming that set up the rest of our life, right? Like the story, the pattern that goes into the programming that we receive from 0 to 7, and that it feels like this heavy bag that we are carrying, that now we don't want to carry into the next paradigm because it's weighting us down. But this is also what holds the treasure, because it's always like it has, it's two sides of the same coin, right? The dark and the light, it's a balance. They always keep the balance. So by going into this, and it's not necessary to be like reliving and you know, like getting attached to it, because that's the opposite of the purpose that this has. But it is about acknowledging, so it can transform, so it can go into what's behind this inner kid that holds like the anger or the pain or the fear or all of it and more, because it was shadowed on her or him with a purpose, because she or he chose it. And so it's about going into what was below that, the essence, before you put onto the costume that became your ego, and that it's what you kind of felt like you needed to survive in Earth, right? It's like, okay, I'm gonna build this costume and I'm going to survive. But right now, it's not about surviving anymore. It's about thriving. We had enough of surviving, and so it's when this pressure is getting stronger for us to react and wake up, because it wasn't about that. It wasn't about like suffering. We had enough of that, and now we are taking all this energy and letting it go to make space to something new. But it's through going into there that we can acknowledge it and then transition into it, into the next. And the ruler of this moon is Venus, which rules relationships. And also rules, like, it's a ruler of Taurus, and also rules self-love, self-worth, the value, the goddess, the diamond. And it's at 20 degrees of Scorpio, conjunction Mercury and the Sun. And so it's also conjunction Mercury, that it also talks about the inner kid, and the Sun, which is our light. And so it's about shining this light through the inner kid by loving all this shadow that is bringing to you as a present. because you don't need it anymore. That's why he or she is bringing it to you. And so it turns out that this kid that we are connecting to, that actually wants to play, it wants to have fun. He or she wants to have fun. That's all she wants. Like, she wants that you pay attention to him or her, and that you play, and that you remember to play. And so it's like, sweet kids know how many possibilities are available. Exactly. They know. Kids know. And so we are going to the kid, and then we are connecting to the galactic, because many people in this moment is like, oh yeah, my starseed connections and the galactic and ET contact and so on. And so how do you get straight there? The kid, because the kid is it's the one that is directly connected to that, because before all this conditioning that you went through on earth, this kid was already coming with all this knowledge that he or she was like kind of forgot, because it was like, okay, it's not allowed in here, or there's no space for this, so I have to, come into the limitation. But we are not limited beings, we're just playing the limited being. And so right now we have this chance to connect to this infinite through the kid. That's how I feel this moment is a lot about. And so, okay, no more talking. Like, enough talking. Now let's, play with the kid. And my inner kid, is the one that is going to guide the activation. Like, she volunteered for that today. So let's do that. And I think I got it. Like, yeah, like this direct connection between the higher self and the inner kid. And how we go from disempowered to full power, because we received a lot of programming of like, kids don't, like they don't know anything or something like that. But that's their gifts somehow, because if they don't know, it's not possible. How like society kept telling us that, oh no, these dreams that you have, no, they don't have a place. Like, yeah, you want to come back to that kid that didn't know it was not possible, because it wasn't. And finally, we are making space for that. But in this moment, we connect that, like, we are in Taurus, in the decan of Leo, and it's like, it's this, first you have to go through this layer, which is the inner kid, that is like so starving for attention. And each person, like, it's like there is this like feeling that everyone is searching for attention, but no one is paying attention to each other. And there is this noise, right? This confusion. But it's not about searching for that attention outside, which can feel very empty. It's about giving it to ourselves and fulfilling these needs, like validating them. Like, if we need this attention and we have this feeling, it's because something in us is asking for our awareness, our acknowledgement of that, and that we can, then it's when we can heal, right? And realizing this infinite power this kid has, instead of dismissing it, which is totally misaligned with our soul. and what we came in here to do, our purpose. Because there's the power of not knowing. like like there's this thing like, oh, so embarrassing to say I don't know. So embarrassing to stand in front of people and say I don't know. But that's the power right now, like to go into the heart in the now moment without all of these things that we thought we knew, because we don't know shit. And so we are coming back to the present of not knowing and opening up to everything through the divine innocence that is discovering it for the first time. Okay. And so I'm going to go into the activation. And when you are ready, you can close your eyes. I'll close mine too. Listen. Inhaling into the heart and exhaling to let go of all the ideas that are floating in the mind, and then coming back to the heart. And then going deeper and deeper and deeper into the center of the heart until you can feel its beats. Getting comfortable, relaxing, and from the heart, call all your attention and presence right here, right now. We're calling in our soul, higher self, inner kid, Kuan Yin, and Gaia that will assist us today. And from the heart, you can go down into your stomach, your legs, your feet, and then feel the earth below your feet, letting it support you. And then going into your roots. Traveling through the roots until you reach the heart of the earth. You can see There is a color, a feeling, a sound that connects you to her. And once you feel really grounded into the heart of the earth, through your roots, you can offer her everything that doesn't serve you right now. Everything that weighs, that feels heavy, that doesn't serve you anymore, that doesn't feel nurturing. You can give it to her to be recycled, transformed, alchemized. Now give permission to Gaia to nurture you and regenerate you. Fulfilling every single need. Opening up to her support, to her natural abundance that she's eager to share with you. Letting her shower you with her unconditional love, unconditional acceptance, being witnessed and seen completely. As who you are and who you are meant to become. Let her remind you of your purpose here, why you came. As not as many souls are invited here. Let her remind you of this truth, of your invitation here, of the excitement, of the adventure, of being invited to Earth to play this game. Resetting you, the whole central nervous system, into your natural state of peace and relaxation. Let her clear you and reset you. And when you feel complete, you can travel through the roots, through your roots, into your body, here and now. And from the heart, connect with the heart of the sun. That is connected to you through a column of light. Follow this light, follow your soul, which knows a path to the heart of the sun, the door to this star system. And in the center of the sun, be reminded of your own light. And after this reset, ask your soul, what's my intention? What do I call into manifestation? What would I like next? What I would like to see in my world. Choose. And from the heart of the sun, with this choice that you made, and it is done, travel through this column of light until you reach your crown chakra. And visualize the violet color like a lotus flower that is opening. And see how this idea, this intention that you set in the sun, it's coming in into your crown through this lotus flower, opening to this intention and traveling to your third eye, opening up also like a lotus flower of indigo blue color, and becoming an idea, a vision. How it's gonna look like. And let this light travel into your throat chakra, opening up like a light in a light blue color to its pure expression through your voice. How is it gonna express? And connect now to your 5-year-old kid that already knew what she or he wanted, that wasn't afraid of expressing it. And choose the memories you focus on, because you are creating these memories now. So recreate them in the way that you choose now. Knowing that you are there for her or him, to give her or him everything she or he needs. And now let that light travel into your heart and connect with the 4-year-old inner kid. And her or his pure love, completely unconditional, that forgives everything, forgives you for everything, all the needs that you didn't cover because you weren't aware of it, or that you ignored. Receive her or his acceptance without conditions. And see how she or he is approaching you to hug you and surrender to their pure and innocence. Receive and merge with it. And invite now Saint Germain's violet flame to transmute every wall in your heart that is not letting you receive completely this pure love from your divine innocence. Transmuting everything, every wall into love. And let this light this innocence to accept your desire or to even tune it up a little bit until it feels more fun, more desirable for this kid. And let this light to continue to your solar plexus, dissolving any emotion to flow free again. And commit now to daily action, to take daily small actions towards your dream. To make a and then let this light reach your sacral chakra, your womb. Remembering the womb is to create new life.